This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Saturday, the 31st of May. I'm Michael Groff. The ingredients are coming together for a very rare active weather pattern here over the Southwest. I say rare because this time of the year, well, it's the dry season. And on record in Phoenix, since 1896, there has only been one time where we've had measurable rain on the 1st of June. And tomorrow might be number 2. And I guarantee you none of you were alive for the last time it rained on the 1st of June in Phoenix, because that was back in 1914. Needless to say, there's a lot to talk about. Now, the other good part of all of this active weather is that temperatures will be headed down to below average levels over the next few days. Still some questions as to where, when, and how much rainfall there will be. We'll try to figure it all out as we dive on in and discuss. First, the almanac from yesterday, 104 degrees the afternoon high, 73 was the morning low, 174 the averages for this time of year. Yes, that average high is now at 100 degrees, 114 the record high, no thanks. As we look outside right now here at 11 a.m., we've got high clouds out there right now, a sign of things to come. The clouds are increasing. We're sitting at 90 degrees at Sky Harbor, but it's still pretty dry, at least in the subcloud layer. Look at that dew point at 38, humidity 16%. The winds are light and the barometer is falling. Temperatures out there right now, upper 80s and 90s across the area. Pretty typical stuff for this time of the day and this time of the year. We'll see afternoon highs topping out in the upper 90s to about 103 this afternoon, but that should be the last time we're in the triple digits, at least for a few days. It's kind of unusual to even get a break from the triple digits, never mind the rain potential that we have around here. So what's going on? And I think the best way to show you, to tell the story here, is to show you the current satellite that we have here. We'll put it in motion. And here's all the ingredients that are coming together. High pressure sits to the north of us. It's moving off to the east. We've got this upper low that's off the Southern California and Baja coast. And we have what was Tropical Storm Alvin down there off the Mexican coast. It is now a remnant low, a post-tropical system, if you will. And now you can see that circulation, that counterclockwise flow around that upper low is beginning to pull some moisture into Arizona. And that will increase over the next 24 hours. Now, for the day-to-day, conditions will be fairly dry. We'll just see some clouds coming in. There might be a sprinkle or a light shower someplace, but for the most part, we'll stay dry at least until late tonight or tomorrow. All right, the watch warning map. We still have some air quality alerts across, the entire state of Minnesota. Some wildfire smoke continues to stream in from Canada across some of the northern plain states, and we've actually seen that pushing south and eastward over the last few days. There might be some relief from that over the next couple of days at least. Out here in the west, it's still pretty hot under that ridge. We've got an excessive, or I should say now, they call that an extreme heat warning around Las Vegas and some of the adjacent areas. Heat advisories extend north from the Great Basin up into parts of Idaho. Boise this afternoon could see a high temperature close to 100 degrees. It's going to be sizzling hot even up into parts of the Northwest. Here's the convective outlook for today. Got a number of areas with severe weather possible. The standard slight risk, level 2 out of 5. That's going to include places like Oklahoma City and up toward Topeka. We've got the marginal risk for the adjacent states and as well as the middle Atlantic and then further south across parts of the Florida Peninsula. Here in Arizona, starting to see that green creeping on in here. Thunderstorms are possible, maybe across the northern part of the state, the Four Corners region, and just east of us today as the moisture slowly begins to move northward. But the better chances of storms are tomorrow. This is the convective outlook. This is the day 2 outlook. And you can see the entire state of Arizona now in the green. We don't anticipate any organized severe weather, but it should be noted that an isolated strong or severe storm can't be completely ruled out tomorrow afternoon. We're going to show you how all of that is coming together as well. Here's the precipitation outlook valid through next Saturday morning from the WPC. Rain amounts in Phoenix anywhere from about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain. And we could see some locally higher amounts, especially across northern Arizona. Remember, this graphic represents an average of what you'll see, but there are some spots that no doubt will see more than what's shown here. Some of our high-resolution guidance suggests that maybe the heaviest rainfall, at least on an isolated basis, could be across southeast California and southwest Arizona. And again, even though the overall amounts on this map are shown to be less there, given that the highest thunderstorm potential is out that way, obviously you get parked under a thunderstorm, and that's where you could see the locally higher amounts. Nevertheless, a very beneficial rain event, and an unusual one at that, is slated in here for the next couple of days. So let's figure it all out as best we can as we dive into it right now. Take a look at the models, see what the future may hold. Here we go. This is the GFS, the 12Z run, valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. All right, big upper low, big trough for the east, especially up in the northeast. Unusually cool and wet weather up there. But for us, hey, we've got that upper low that's off the Southern California, northern Baja coast. Talking about it for a while. Our ridge out here in the west is slowly beginning to move east, and that's going to be what nudges this low eastward by tomorrow and Monday. In the meantime, down at the surface for the rest of the day today, we'll call it partly sunny. High temperatures will top out in the upper 90s to about 103 degrees, so pretty close to where we ought to be for this time of year. And an isolated shower might start to pop up, especially over the higher terrain. Here in the deserts, I suppose it's not completely out of the question that there could be some virga or a sprinkle, but we don't anticipate anything notable here. It should be a dry day for us, and again, warm as well. Now for tonight, mostly cloudy sky with us. I think overnight hours here in Phoenix should be relatively dry. We might have a slight chance of a shower overnight, but at this point, we're going to hold off on any significant or notable rain chances, at least for our part of the state. Lows will mostly be in the 70s to near 80 degrees. Let's go to tomorrow. That upper low is going to start to move, and as it does, the deeper moisture will be pulled on in. The better dynamic support slowly starts to come our way, so we'll see an increasing chance of showers. Yeah, slight chance of showers in the morning, but then showers and thunderstorms will become likely tomorrow afternoon, increasing from the south and southwest through the day. So let's try to figure out the timing of this, because people want to know, hey, I've got outdoor activities planned for tomorrow. I want to know, when is it going to rain? And we'll try to pin it down. It's a little bit murky, but let's take you through. All right, this is the HRRR. This is one of our high-resolution models, the high-resolution rapid refresh model. The simulated radar product at 8 a.m. tomorrow. And at that time, it shows an area of showers and isolated thunderstorms across southeast California and southwest Arizona. Maybe an isolated shower starts to creep into the valley by about that time, but for the most part, it looks like it'll still be off to our south and west, if the HRRR is correct. This is 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now you can see showers creeping up into the valley, some isolated thunderstorms possible about that time too. So we'll start to see the rain moving in. And then this is 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That initial band moves off to the north, but another area of showers and thunderstorms comes in from the south tomorrow afternoon. Now the questions are abound with this. If we get a bunch of rain around and a lot of clouds through the morning, will that tend to keep the atmosphere more stable? Do we have less thermodynamic support for thunderstorms in the afternoon? What about the dynamics from the upper low? What are our thunderstorm chances? Do we have any strong or severe storms possible? All of those are good questions. So let's kind of iron out the atmospheric parameters for you. First, in terms of thunderstorm chances, this is tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock. This is the CAPE, Convective Available Potential Energy. This represents the buoyancy of the atmosphere, the ability for air parcels to freely rise through the atmosphere. And values are around 500 to 1,000 joules per kilogram here across south central and southwest Arizona. That is not huge, but that is certainly sufficient for at least some isolated to scattered showers or scattered thunderstorms to develop. One or two of those storms, given that we do have this upper low and given there's some diffluent flow here, we could see an isolated strong storm or even a brief severe storm. It's not a great potential by any means, but it's not completely out of the question. So the strongest storms would be capable of producing gusty winds, small hail. We don't expect a significant widespread thunderstorm outbreak, and certainly not a widespread severe weather outbreak, but an isolated strong storm is possible in this kind of an environment. Certainly some locally heavy rain is possible too. This is the precipitable water coming off of the HRRR. This is tomorrow afternoon, again, 5 o'clock. And values are, sky high. Obviously, this time of the year, this represents about 300% of climatological normals. So, needless to say, values 1.4 to 1.6 inches across south central and southwest Arizona. The atmosphere is plenty juiced up with tropical moisture. So any storm that does develop would drop heavy rain in short order. Widespread heavy rain isn't likely, but localized heavy downpours are possible. And some of our models indicate that we could see some training of echoes, especially across northwest Mexico, the Baja, up into southern California, and maybe into southwest Arizona. So we could even see some maximized locally heavy downpours, 1 to 2 inches of rain out that way. We're not forecasting that on a wide scale or a broad basis, but it is possible. Here in south central Arizona, here in Phoenix, probably 1/4 to 1/2 inch is what we can hope for, but your amount will vary. No doubt, some of you will see less, some of you will see more. All right, let's keep going. This is Monday, and this low is shown to come through overnight Sunday. It'll track right across southern and central Arizona and be exiting on Monday. But we still have at least a chance at some showers through the day on Monday. Better chance in the morning, a slight chance in the afternoon. Probably nothing significant or meaningful that day, but hey, any rain is good here this time of the year. Keep in mind, tomorrow, June 1st, one time it has rained in the entire recorded history of Phoenix. June 2nd, only 3 times has there been measurable rain. So it is a rare event this time of the year. All right, high temperatures. This is the better news. Tomorrow, upper 80s and low 90s. Monday, low, maybe middle 90s. That's below average. Anytime we can stay above or stay outside of that triple-digit range, we can stay below 100 degrees. That's always a good thing. This is Tuesday. What's very interesting is the models all agree that a follow-up disturbance will drop in and kind of quickly move across the area with almost the same intensity as this initial low. The only difference is there'll be a little less moisture to work with on Tuesday, but now model guidance is suggesting that we do at least have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday, especially in the afternoon, even here in south central Arizona, including Phoenix. So we've gone ahead and put a chance at showers and storms into the forecast for Tuesday. So not only do we have a chance at rain Sunday, maybe Monday, it is conceivable we could actually have 3 consecutive days of measurable rain in Phoenix to start off the month of June. I don't believe, and I'd have to look, but I can guarantee that has never happened June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So a very rare event, to say the least. It's something you can tell your grandchildren about. High temperatures still somewhere in the mid-90s on Tuesday. Now, on Wednesday, we start to snap back to reality. Low is going to move out. Ridging is going to start to build in from the south. High temperatures probably still in the mid-90s to near 100 degrees. A little bit warmer on Thursday, with highs getting back to around 100 to 105 and maybe nudging up a degree or so on Friday. Some guidance shows a much stronger ridge coming in, and we could see highs pushing closer to 110. At this point, we're going to hold back on that ever so slightly, but needless to say, high temperatures will obviously be getting back above 100 degrees, which of course they will. It's June after all. All right, here's a week from today. This is Saturday, June the 7th. And we've got an area of high pressure to the south of us, a westerly flow here. Ridging is building in, kind of consolidating out here in the west. So it does look like we're going to warm up and dry out. Highs somewhere probably between about 103 to 107 if this works out. Same deal Sunday the 8th. This is Monday, June the 9th. And again, it looks quiet around here, dry, and seasonably, if not ever so slightly above average, seasonal hot temperatures. So nothing crazy out of bounds. I don't expect any record-breaking heat, but we will watch to see if our high temperatures get close to 110 degrees. All right, what else we're watching? And obviously, you see it on the screen there. The GFS shows a tropical cyclone of some type coming up on the coast of Florida. And this would be Monday, the 9th of June. This is the GFS. Let's break this down a little bit. This is one deterministic model, but it has consistently shown a tropical cyclone, either a tropical storm or hurricane, moving across Cuba, up the Florida Strait, crossing the Keys, and up the west coast of Florida. Not a completely dissimilar track to what we saw with maybe Helene, maybe just a little east of that, but pretty similar. But again, this is one deterministic model. This is 10 days out. This is ostensibly nothing more than fantasy. Because if we look at the European at the same time, nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is actually the European AI model, and it's got nothing across the southeast. So, the GFS obviously did a pretty good job, even 7, 8, 9 days out with handling the development of Alvin out in the East Pacific. Will it be 2 for 2 on this? I would tend to think not. It's a little early in the season for this kind of thing, but obviously we are moving into hurricane season, which starts tomorrow in the Atlantic Basin. So obviously we'll keep our eyes out. Okay. We're not going to hype that up. We'll leave that to everybody else on social media. They'll tell you you're all going to die and the entire world's going to go boom and oh my God, devastation, death and destruction. That's what they do. We don't do that. We just show you model runs and tell you, hey, we'll let you know when things start to get more concerning. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix. This goes out through the 14th of June. This is off the GFS Ensemble. Look at that. I mean, this is kind of surreal. The ensemble mean is actually up at between 1/4 and 1/2 inch, about a third, almost 4/10 of an inch. The European ensemble is almost at 6/10 of an inch, and the control member is out of control. It's up at almost 1.25 inches. I doubt we will see 1.25 inches worth of rain in Phoenix, at least at Sky Harbor. I don't know. I have no idea what I would, that would be something, but I will say this, even at 6/10 of an inch, that would be basically unheard of precipitation for this time of the year. All right. Temperatures off the national blend of models. Obviously, we are cooler tomorrow, Monday. Then, look, we're going to start to bring it back to realism here as we go toward the end of the week and next weekend. Highs back to 105, 106, 107. We'll try to keep it shy of that 110 for you as long as we can, but that's going to start to creep into this forecast sooner or later. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today, but with active weather expected here across the Southwest, we'll be back again tomorrow. That's what my next video is, tomorrow morning. If you enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell. Leave those comments, questions, suggestions. All of that's cool. You know what else is great is if you support the channel by clicking that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube, or you can donate directly to us via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address, GROFF show@gmail.com for PayPal. The Venmo is also linked up down in the description. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name. It's called Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Blogs, videos, everything Michelle related. Very likely Adriana related. All linked up down in the description, so check it out. Blogs, videos, everything like that. Also, our streaming station. It's available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun over there, so give that a look and a listen as well. It's linked up in the description, or you can go to kmgx.com and listen that way. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe. Still pretty hot out there today. Stay cool, stay hydrated. Have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Saturday.